I'm glad we're having the opportunity today to talk to Dionne Jackson. She is the secretary to the Lower Marshall Shadeland Development Initiative. She lives in the neighborhood, been here a while. I just wanted to pick her brain about the community, find out what's going on here. I asked her a minute ago, got a chuckle out of it because it's rich, Black history. I asked her why her name was Dionne. I asked her to pronounce it correctly. And she said
that my mother named me after Dionne Warwick.
yes.
However, she liked the pronunciation Dionne, so she spells it like Dionne. It's pronounced Dionne, long E, no hyphen over it. That is the history.
And you lived here how long now?
I've lived here 17 plus years.
17 plus years. Tell me what it was like when you first moved here.
When I first moved here, it was pretty vibrant. Most of the houses, except for maybe one or two, were filled. There were families, children, just a lot of people occupying the space. Of course, it was cleaner. That was probably about the last 12 years ago or so.
When did you notice the neighborhood starting to go down?
Like I said, maybe about 12 years ago. A lot of people who owned, I guess it started to get older, started to either rent or sell their property. A lot of property started to be abandoned, condemned as we see, and some torn down, leaving us with a lot of empty spaces.
If you could name, when I first, because my family grew up right around the corner here. Ralph, you know my brother Ralph,
Yes.
he passed. I remember a lot of times coming up here with family barbecue, picnics, good times up here. And you're right, it was a vibrant neighborhood. And I also remember, you got Coons Market up the street, you got the bus way down there. You got a lot of good things going on. If you could name 1, 2, 3, Jeannie just stepped up, in terms of things you could do to improve the neighborhood next week, what would it be?
I would repair these vacant houses and look into the empty. We have a lot of school buildings that are here that are in the area that are vacant. I would look into developing those and just improving the infrastructure for our business area, because like you said, we do have a lot. We have schools, we have daycares, dry cleaners, a lot of things that we can take advantage of.
You said you've been here 17 years.
Yes.
Of the 17 years that you've lived here, just give me an honest answer. How many times has someone knocked on your door and said, let's get together and clean up the neighborhood and improve it?
Probably none. Probably none.
No times, huh?
No.
Let me tell you some of my thoughts, and you tell me if they're worth looking at, okay?
Okay.
My concern, I have two major concerns. It's a sleepy, quiet place right now. My concern is, like the sign above our head, the building's been condemned. Normally that means someone's going to come in and tear it down. You are 5 minutes from downtown. You get in the car, you're 5 minutes from downtown. My concern is, as I said, twofold. One, my family wants to move back here. Diana, she wants to move back here. She grew up right around the corner. And I said to her, well, you better make it quick, because there's going to be speculation going on. I don't know if you're aware of it, but 50%, maybe 60% of the neighborhood is owned by folk who don't live here. 50 to 60% of the neighborhood is owned by people who don't live here. And there are people as far away as Germany, Scotland, that own houses here. So my concern is speculation. My also concern is that the property values will get so high, they'll either try to get you to move or sell, or people just can't afford to live here. The other concern is this neighborhood has the 14th highest population in the city of veterans. So you have a lot of veterans that live in the neighborhood. And so that issue needs to be addressed. One of the things that we've talked about time and time again is, how do we get people, homeowners, to invest in the neighborhood? Okay, now you own your home, right?
Yes.
So One of the things we're also thinking about is the facade easement program. What we're contemplating is to help people like you is to come in and see if we can get you a grant, $5,000-$10,000, just to fix up the outside of your house, fix up stuff that needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Would that be helpful?
That would. Very helpful.
Do you think that'd be helpful for a lot of people around here?
It would be very helpful, yes.
Because there still are a few senior citizens living here.
Yes.
Okay. What are some of the other things you think we could help do?
Well, some community things for like the elderly,
Okay.
for the veterans,
Okay.
things for the youth, the playground. That playground down here
Right.
really needs to be revitalized. It's probably hasn't been done in the amount of time that I've been here. I think maybe right before I moved here, they revitalized the playground, but I don't think it's been touched since.
Okay. Is the lots pretty well kept up around here? Vacant lots?
No, only if the people who live next to them personally take to it and clean them up themselves. The city doesn't do much for the lots. So the lots are not always well maintained.
Okay. Any other suggestions to the neighbors, to the community? Any problems with drugs in the neighborhood?
I don't see any problem of that anymore. There was a big problem several years ago, but I don't see any problem of that anymore. I don't know if I'm the best person to ask, but I don't see any problem with that. More of the actually maybe rodents, things like that may be more of a problem. A lot of stray cats.
So if we did a road infestation program, that would be helpful?
That would.
Okay. With the vacant lots and the vacant buildings. Okay, because roads will travel from one building to the next one. Okay. Any other suggestions?
We need some help with the roads. Our roads are pretty
Streets need to be paved. I'm looking at the sidewalks over there.
yeah, they're
Right.
not in the best condition. But I think that if we could get something started, like you said, with the facade program, to start some of the exteriors, people start to take pride in their property. You start to when you start to see things looking better, you tend to chip in and do a little more.
Okay. Because that's one of the things we're really contemplating doing here in the neighborhood. Well, I just want to thank you. When I called you earlier, I said we're going to sit on the stoop and we'll have that conversation about what's going on in the neighborhood. I know you live here. A couple other people live here in the neighborhood. Your brother speaks very highly of the community. I'm glad he put you in touch with me. And our next steps is we are going to see if we can find some money to do the things you talked about.
Okay.
And again, the reason I want to talk to you is because we're listening to it directly from you. So when we go do fundraising, we do the things we need to do, it's like, well, we did talk to the neighborhood. They told us. I just talked to the guy who came up the street here. We've been here in the neighborhood over about a year now, and so we'll just keep plodding along.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Not at the moment. I think you're all right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Give me the bump. Okay. Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome.